artificial intelligence. It started to make its way over to anime. Now Crunchyroll is starting to use AI to translate Japanese subtitles for the US users. Like, but a Bakugo would say "you damn rabbit" to Mirko in last episode of My Hero. But now he in the English dub, he's like, "Oh, you silly bunny wabbit," like a Looney Tunes joke.
What's going on, people? It's your boy Macky. Oh, Hope you're living well. Hope you're doing right. I'm here with my good brothers. We got the razor sharp assassin with the clipper and Johnny B. We also got the Black Kage, the Hook Kage, aka Crispin, aka Salt and Pepper Poppy.
So on the topic of anime and sticking to Crunchyroll, another fiasco they're dealing with currently is the topic of artificial intelligence and its effect on the world as it is now, where everything is, instead of Google's like, hey, AI, or every, Instagram is, hey, AI this included the top, or Twitter AI this, and now I just can't type and look for one person because it wants me to ask who is the blah 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 blah. Anyway, it started to make its way over to anime. Now Crunchyroll is starting to use AI to translate Japanese subtitles for the US users. And just, I wanted to get you guys' thoughts on that concept. Some things to think about is, well, on one hand, some users would state that when the translator translates the subtitles, they can put their own agenda on it, or switch up how they want something to sound to fit their agenda, their purpose, their viewpoints and things of that nature. I mean, I feel like I don't know how you can kind of do that. I would argue the closest thing would be, like, for example, how you have the voice actors and how they're but a Bakugo would say "you damn rabbit" to Mirko in last episode of My Hero. But now he in the English dub, he's like, "Oh, you silly bunny wabbit," like a Looney Tunes joke. Which I don't know in Japan if they go. Yeah, look it up. Bakugo makes a Looney Tunes joke in the.
I haven't seen that episode yet.
I think it was 2 weeks ago. But just, do you see how that concept, though, you're using Looney Tunes in an anime where technically we would know because we grew up watching Looney Tunes in America, but if you were to do that in Japan, I don't know if they would get the reference the same way. Yeah, probably not. So translate that in regards to the AI subtitles now. Now it's generating, some people argue, hey, like, it's actually not that bad. It's straight to it, it's translate properly. It's saying what, the original media was meant to say. But at the same time, now, think about it, people might lose their jobs. If you can just go and put that episode through AI generator and it'll do the subtitles for you, why would you need to hire a translator? And then you get into the whole conversation about AI taking your jobs.
Let me ask you a quick question. Is it that they are just having AI do the subtitles, or they're having AI do the person, like the voice actor's voice?
No. But, well, that's another topic, because it's just the subtitles. But if we start at subtitles, who's to say that the voice can't be next? Because when you even watch your YouTube videos, AI will literally, if you write the script out, AI will, you pick the voice, what you're looking for, hear it out, and it'll do your whole video. Just today, I watched like 2 hours worth of Dynasty Warriors videos on YouTube, and I was really struggling to figure out if the YouTuber was speaking like with their normal voice or was it AI. And the only reason I knew it was AI was because at the very end it switched from a very dark and deep guy voice to a girl at the end saying, "Thanks for watching my channel, blah 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 blah." So that's another thing. If you're cool with AI handling the translation of the subtitles, who's to say that you'd be cool with AI doing the voice acting for those episodes and translating them that way? So whoever thoughts.
They took our jobs.
Okay, I'm gonna look at it this way. It's always like horrible to see people lose their job because something of like a technology has been invented and moving forward, right? But this has been happening, first of all, in America, number one, forever. We could go back to factories and all that stuff. They put machines in there, got people out. You know what I'm saying? Now they get people to fix the machines that were in there, right? So, what I would say to people that do translate scripts and contracts or anything like that is to get get ahead of the time. You know what I'm saying? And like try to find a way to be like, okay, I could revise whatever the AI did because the AI get messed up all the time. You got to get it to revising. I'll do 4 or 5 scripts or whatever I had to do before, but now I'm doing less of the work. I'm just revising what the AI did for whatever. I don't know. I guess doing that just to get ahead of the time and acquire a different skill as well. And if you know how to translate, you don't have to work strictly on subtitles. Now you have 2 languages to work with. You can go, or probably 3 or 4 languages because you don't know. Like people that translate, they just know a whole bunch of languages. Just go to another country that needs that language. Like if you know Japanese enough to translate an anime, you could talk and work at some place that is touristy, like that tourists go to.
You can honestly teach English classes.
What I would only
or Japanese classes here, like you could do
the only thing I would say against what you're saying, Crispin, is that the pay that, and again, I'm sure like not all of these voice actors are Sean Shemo, who's getting like.
I'm not talking about voice actors. I'm just talking about subtitles right now.
Oh, okay, yeah, true. Sorry,
we're not talking about voice actors.
Not all of these people. One, they're probably not going to get the same pay that they were getting for voice acting compared to the work that they were doing. I mean, the subtitles compared to the work that they're doing. So it's like, yeah, they could go and learn and be a tutor for Japanese or German or French, but the amount of money that they're probably getting from just sitting at their table or sitting at the computer doing a subtitle is probably the amount of money for the amount of work that they're doing is way more than they were to just do like a regular, because they could go to a hospital and become a translator. You could just work at the hospital and the hospital will hire you and you'll go there and speak for someone when they need something. Like there are people that do that, but they don't get paid as much as someone who sits in their house just has to type up, you know, a little script or whatever in a different language.
Because before it was something that was needed. Now, right now it's not needed. So your pay is gonna go down regardless, even if you keep doing it. Because now they're gonna be like, I could pay less for AI.
I feel like Crispin's making a decent point where it's that times are gonna change and the job market's always going to change with the times, and we see AI affecting many job markets. So it's no surprise that it would affect the people that work in translation, whether that be through text or audio kind of translation, but people that translate for different languages. There are always going to be situations where translators are needed, so it's not like those careers completely disappear off the face of the earth. But yeah, it is important to understand where your job market is moving and to try to adjust or maybe use those skills in different ways than you have in the past in order to stay relevant in the workspace. But it's something where the technology is not really going to be 100% there just yet. It's not going to be you know, like it won't be perfect. There's, like Crispin said, that AI makes mistakes, and there are going to have to be people there to make sure that like everything is good to go for like a production kind of thing. Like if you're going to attach closed captioning to an episode, then, you know, like it needs to be done, like, and somebody needs to make sure that it says what it's supposed to say.
Yeah.
So, you know, like there's always going to be time for review and time to do stuff like that, and people needed to do those kinds of jobs. But I feel like it's kind of inevitable. You know, those are things that, yeah, people needed to pay someone to do those kinds of jobs. But if you no longer need to do that? Like the same as like Googling things. Before, you really needed to do research. But now nobody wants to go to the library and look for the information they're looking for in an encyclopedia somewhere. Like you would,
I was about to say, I know at least all of us here at one point had an encyclopedia in their house.
Yeah, growing up, absolutely. I had a whole collection of encyclopedias. you know, like, and I actually use them to do homework sometimes, like, so, you know,
Same.
Facts.
yeah, but since we're all old as hell and we remember having to do it the old fashioned way, like, you know, we know now with tools like Google and other search engines, like, there's so many better ways to acquire the information we're looking for, and that's just a matter of technology and innovation. Yeah, it sucks, like, people are definitely going to be impacted in their livelihoods, but it's just something that it does always happen as technology advances and as society grows. You know, people need to adjust.
Another thing that I would say is like, it's always good if it's doing a good job, like Shawny said that they were doing a good job. Like when you talk to, like when Hispanics talk to each other, we say words with a certain tone that means something in Puerto Rico that doesn't mean in DR. And when you have an AI that understands that, I guess, or understands the way it was said with the context of what it's saying in the whole conversation, and they translate it correctly, some people would not translate that. Just because you know Japanese doesn't mean you know when they say a word and a saying that has that word in it, that saying means something totally different than what the word means. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know if you guys understand what I'm trying to say.
No, I understand what you're saying. You're basically
like,
saying
even in English, like when you
there's
say
certain words that mean different things. So
and sentences
there's more of context behind knowing the conversation that they're having to understand what the word actually means. I hear what you're saying.
Yeah. So go ahead.
No, go ahead.
If that is into play, like if the AI is doing a good job at that, yeah, you can't beat that unless you're from Japan that knows English. And it's always something. It's always a barrier. Even if you do know the language really good, there's always a barrier. Like you would have to live in both countries for a period of time to understand most of the sayings and stuff. Like if we go to the South and people from the South start talking to us, we're gonna be like, "What? Like, what are you saying, bro?" You know what I'm saying? Like even people from New York, like when people from New York talk to you, you're like, "Okay, bro, like whatever you say." I don't understand what.
And so even with that, I was thinking about how there's certain episodes of anime, none comes to mind specifically, but they might say a certain phrase, and you'll see the subtitle come up saying that this phrase means this, because if the AI generates it, it's gonna say it just as is, and that shit might sound completely wild to us. But when you have the actual translator there, they might say this phrase means this in Japan. It's meant to do X, Y, and Z to explain the situation, so you're an understanding of it. You know, I don't know if AI will be able to replicate things of that nature. You know, because then it starts to get into the point where it's like, you know, so you said like, you know, you're talking to your peoples, and it's like you're growing up a culture of how you were raised versus how somebody else was raised. AI can't replicate that. Really quick, I wanted to bring into Will's point because there's another, you know, this is another piece of it. It goes, he said this even goes into the actors being on strike last year because the film companies wanted to use AI for the scripts and the actors for their likeness. They didn't want to pay the actors and AI them in films, so they wouldn't have to pay them anymore. And we have seen that lately. I think Scarlett Johansson had brought up a case about that, how they were trying to use her likeness with the AI voiceover. I don't know if it was for a movie, for a commercial. And that you know, that opens up another big can of worms where
the Flash movie, that shit was basically CGI everything.
And I don't know if you guys probably didn't watch Secret Invasion because I didn't finish it either, but that opening was generated in AI, that you could tell. That was a whole thing when that came out. Kaiju number 8, the opening song, which is by an American artist, by the way, and the ending. Kaiju number 8's opening, to me, looks like that shit was made by AI. Maybe the better part of AI, but that opening definitely looked very AI generated to me. So, you know, I understand there is the conversation of the people that are in those jobs and in those fields having to pay attention to the market, know what's going on, and how to react to that. But at a certain point, we also have to ask ourselves, like, how much control do we want to give AI over our task? You know, like, John, you cut hair. What happens if we get that episode of The World of Tomorrow when somebody can walk into the little machine, and the next thing you tell it specifically, I want option 1, 2, be like you ordering off a fucking McDonald's menu, and it's like, okay, and you stand still and it just cuts your hair automatically. Now, granted, I personally wouldn't trust no machine to cut my hair with no fucking sharp objects and shit.
Absolutely.
That's the answer you get every time, actually. So the reason why barbers or hairstylists don't care about like if somebody tries to do that is because no one would genuinely trust a machine that is not human operated to just give them a haircut without completely torturing them. Like nobody would trust it. Nobody would trust
but
it.
I mean, even in my space that I work in, where it's like mostly customer service, AI is a thing that is used because the IVR is something that people use. Well, a lot of companies use. Some companies don't even have like a real staff. They just have the IVR to tell you to go
the IVR
or whatever. I hate it too.
IVR.
I hate
Especially
it too.
The voice one where you want to. I want customer service. Oh, you sound like you want to speak to an agent. Can you please tell us which specific
yeah.
what part of the company you want to get to? Customer service. We understand what you're saying. You tell them that shit 5 times, and then it's like, I'm sorry, we can't understand what we're saying. Please call again later.
UPS has done that to me so many times. They hung up on my ass. So yeah, no, I get it. I'm against the AI. Everything moving to AI, I think is dangerous. It sounds like the Terminator. I'm not with it, man. You feel me? That's how. What's his name? What's his name? The Terminator. That's how he came back.
I don't know. Swashy.
Yeah. He came back to kill dude, but he didn't really kill dude. He just became best friends with him. But yeah, man, I'm not really with none of that. I think I'm all for people having their jobs and people humans contributing to human things. And when we get into like, you know, machines doing the things that human used to do, it's a very dangerous one. It'll make people mad lazy and not want to do anything. And 2, it's like it's not really authentic. You know, you can train an AI to speak like you. I've done it before. I've used like what was it called?
Stop.
Not like me, but like I typed in, I said I wanted
right now.
I put in the AI, I said, speak like a black kid who loves hip hop and is from New Jersey. And it didn't use like the slang that we use, but it was speaking as if it started like, yo, what's good? Da 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 da. And I'm just like,
that just sounds racist.
Fair enough, but my point is that AI is getting to that place where it's gonna eventually, you know, be able to mimic someone from New Jersey in their mid-30s who loved anime and hip-hop, and they'll be, you know, they've already have if you go on the internet, they already have AI basically making a big streamer, Kai Cenat, making him sing like he's Tony Braxton and shit like that. So it's like
sing hella fucking songs.
Yeah, bro, and it sounds good. Like it sounds like it's professionally done. So, you know, I'm not with none of this AI stuff, man. I think they need to just chill out, man, and just allow humans to be humans. Keep paying people. Stop taking the cheap way out.
I'm just gonna tell you that when this really gets out of control, because it's still not out of control, they still have it under control. Once it gets out of control, there is going to be laws about this that are going to be.
We're starting to see it now
with Taylor Swift, right? I don't know if any. I know, Crispin, you're not really on Twitter, but there was a provocative picture of Taylor Swift that came out on Twitter.
She shut that shit down quick,
bro. Like it was.
Megan Thee Stallion got hit with the same thing, and they didn't do shit about that.
Well, you know what it is.
It's probably the picture.
Yes, I know.
Yeah, you know what it is.
The actual picture probably leaked.
But yeah, to summarize it, I think again, one thing that AI is an amazing thing, but I think AI is like pizza. You should use it. You should eat it in moderation, right? So you should utilize AI in moderation. There's no reason why that the Crunchyroll just can't have the workers the translators, use AI to translate majority of it, and then, like you said, do the checks at the end and make sure that this isn't correct. Let me just work on this and fix this. Like there's no reason why they can't work in conjunction. You would still get your accurate subtitles. The job can be done fast, which means we get out more product, and I imagine the quality would be better. But I do think that we should exercise caution with allowing AI to do 100% of the work. Even now, like I think we asked a few episodes ago, like how do college students, we're far removed at this point. How do college students do their papers and not just have AI write it for them? I know they have to. The teacher there has to be some module in place for them to do run the checks on it.
It's one of them plagiarized.
Watch out. There's an app talking about plagiarism. There's an app that you put on your computer that you copy the whole thing, put it on the thing, and writes a summary of it, and then you tell them make it not plagiarism, and they'll write the whole shit again. And it's not you just have to read it and fix it. Bro, I used to get D's because my spelling game ain't up there. You know what I'm saying? And then these kids just put copy paste. Give me a summary, pop, give me a fucking essay, boom, and I'm done. Like, what? Like, I used to go to sleep hella late, working at night to get money, and now I was typing my whole essay on my phone on the light road to school. And y'all could just copy paste AI the whole shit? Like, nah, that's crazy. Cool for you. Applause that you could do that, but come on, man. Oh, and something that Will said about Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast does have like 100 freaking
yeah, but Mr.
channels.
Beast is special.
So let me just say what Will said, bro. So you know what I'm saying? He said that in his different languages that he has, I think he has Spanish, Portuguese. He has a couple languages. He actually hires voice actors for those videos. I know we're not talking about voice acting. We're talking about AI, but the reason that Mr. Beast does that, from what Will said, was that he knows that's like certain like sayings that languages have that can be duplicated by AI, at least not to that point. You know what I'm saying? So shout out Mr. Beast for doing that. Oh, you guys are still here? Thank you for watching the video. Thank you for taking your time to get it right here. If you want more, follow us on YouTube, subscribe, comment, like, share. You already know what it is. If you want to just listen to us, you go to Spotify, go to Apple Music, anywhere there's a podcast, we there. You know what I'm saying? That's what we do. That's what we does. You know what I'm saying? Follow us on our Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, Nerdy by Nature TV. We are everywhere, bro. We are everywhere. Trust me, you're not going to want to miss out. We nerdy as hell over here, and you want to be over here with us. Trust me, you're not going to want to miss out. See ya. Thank you.